But it is a man's duty, it is a man's obligation to keep himself fit and athletic. People don't respect an undisciplined, unfocused, inconsistent person who flip-flops in life. If you want to stay fat, pear shape, pumpkin shape, keep rocking that dad bod. But don't be surprised when you're not getting the respect, when you're not where you want to be in life.
And when I became fat over the years, because I fell back in the hole, I called myself fat because I was fat. And people don't want to do that. They want to say, oh, don't call yourself fat. Don't call yourself dumb. If you're not real and raw with who the you are, nothing's going to change. And in this nice new world that we live in, we want to hear, you're just a little big. No, man, you might be fat. And it's okay to hear that from yourself. So that's where it started at. And it's raw. It gets ugly sometimes with me in that mirror, but I'm also proud of myself to be able to tell myself that and then fix what's in that mirror.
So there I was the other day having an amazing steak dinner at a very formal steakhouse here in beautiful Southern California. And when I walked into the restaurant, I took notice that there was some men who were sitting at a table enjoying their steak dinner. And all of these men who were sitting at those tables had one thing in common. They were all pear-shaped. They all looked like they had dad bods. They had these round little bellies, and they had sharp, pointy little titties, and they had narrow shoulders. I realized that I'm surrounded by dad bods. See, when a man carries a dad bod, when a man is 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight, and he's shaped like a pear or a pumpkin, right? Skinny little legs, wide midsection and belly, narrow shoulders, no pec muscles, just all titties. What you end up doing is you end up putting your body at risk. And I'm talking about, these are men in their 30s and 40s. These were dudes in their 30s and 40s who had no business being built like that. However, they have accepted it. But you become a liability to humanity when you have a dad bod, when you carry 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight. And you're probably wondering, well, that's a bold statement. What do you mean I'm the most dangerous man in the world? Well, you're dangerous because you are not an asset. You are literally pre-diabetic. You are hypertensive, as in high blood pressure. You probably already have your arteries getting clogged up with cholesterol. And at the age of 30 or 40, living a sedentary life, and just keeping yourself fit enough to stay alive is not enough. If you cannot manage your own weight, your own strength, and if you are diabetic, pre-diabetic, because you're probably thinking, well, dude, my doctor hasn't told me anything. Yeah, well, doesn't mean you're not pre-diabetic, does not mean you're not pre-hypertensive, does not mean that your bones are becoming more porous, because if you know anything about exercising and working out, then you know that your body develops stronger bones when you strengthen your muscles, right? And many decades from now, you're gonna want those stronger bones, because we've all heard about grandma and grandpa slipping in the shower and breaking their hip and ending up in some kind of hospice for the rest of their natural lives because they were unable to recover. What I want to do is make sure that I'm not a liability to my family today by being fat, overweight, sick, having the precursors of disease. Cancer grows in obesity and fat, right? We know that hypertension, heart disease, we know that diabetes, all of these things are promoted through obesity. And the most dangerous man in America today, because if you take all of the dad bods, I started doing the research on this, and you take all of those dad bods and you bring them all together in one state, that state would be larger than Texas. I did the research. Tell me that's not a dangerous way to live, right? And it would be like a country larger than Australia. The number of men that we have that are pear-shaped, that are weak, that can't carry their own weight, that are hypertensive, that are pre-diabetic, that have cholesterol issues at such a young age is at an all-time high. And if you have a family, you are ruining them as well, not just your health, but by putting yourself at risk and putting yourself in a position where you're unable to provide for them, you now put yourself in a position where they have to figure out what to do with you when you have that heart attack, when you become diabetic, when you might have that stroke. And all of this is preventable. And if you're carrying excessive weight, if you're inactive, and then you're blaming the fact that, well, I'm too busy, I have to provide for my family, I don't have the time to do it, I don't know where to start, I'm here to tell you that all of those are excuses for procrastination. And so I'm curious why it is then that you allow yourself to carry this dad bod, to be 30, 40, 50, 100 pounds overweight. And I know no one has brought it up to you. And I'm the one willing to bring it up to you because when I go to a steakhouse and I observe my peers, I realize that they are letting inertia take over. The momentum of life, the inertia of life. And what ends up happening is you develop these unfortunate habits of getting your Starbucks, getting something sugary first thing in the morning, eating shitty food, and then going out to have lunch with your friends from work and eating more shitty food, staying dehydrated all day, living off coffee and soda probably and energy drinks. You know that to be true. Poisoning your body, letting it fall apart and atrophy, letting it get diseased, only to hear in your late 40s and 50s that you've got prostate cancer, that you've got heart disease, early onset heart disease, diabetes, that you might lose your foot because of diabetes. Is that worth it? What is the trauma that that's going to deliver to your kids? Us men are the leaders. Us men get to set the standards. Us men set the bar. And y'all have set the bar so low in life that it's become accepted that it is okay to look like a pear or a pumpkin so early on in life. And the excuse of I don't have time, that I'm too busy providing and protecting my family, that is an absolute lie. Listen, man, for the last 20 years, I've been building companies. I've been keeping myself in the red. And in that time, I constantly make time for the things that matter. And most people will make excuses for the things that they don't value. So you're either making excuses or you're gonna make the time, because you certainly know the score of your favorite football team, baseball team, basketball team. You know everybody's stats. You know who won. You know all the shows to watch on Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime. You certainly binge watch the fuck out of everything and anything just so you can talk about it at the water cooler. But then you'll tell me that you don't have time, you're tired, you're too busy providing. That is an excuse. You will absolutely make time for that you value, and you will absolutely make excuses for that you don't. And I'm letting you know that you don't value your health, my friend. If you think that women are actually attracted to dad bods, bro, you're nuts. Every woman is genetically coded to look for the most physically fit, financially stout, mentally strong, intelligent man, because they realize that is the man that they want to have a child with, build a family with, because that is the man that is going to ensure their survival at the highest level. It is the majority of the insecure women out there, and for them, they do want a dad bod, but not because they're attracted to the dad bod, but because the guy who carries himself 30, 40, 50, 100 pounds overweight, he's more docile. He's easier to control and manage. And truth is, he sets and accepts a low standard, which means she can be fat and floppy as well. And what does that mean? He's less likely to step out on her. He's less likely to argue with her. He's more likely to fall in line. all the confident ones, all the ones that have a path in life, all the secure women are looking for a dude who is fit, athletic, financially stout, intelligent, able to solve problems, because genetically, that guy is desirable. For an insecure woman, she wants the broken-winged, the broken-horned guy who is limping along in life. And all of you dudes out there who are carrying that dad bod have put yourself in a position to only be attractive to insecure, out of shape, low self-esteem women. And that's unfortunate, because I believe, and this might be a little old school mentality, but I believe that it is a man's job to raise the expectations of everyone around him. It is our job as leaders to raise the standards of everybody around us. That includes our kids, that includes our friends and peers, that includes our wives. But unless you're willing to let go of this mindset that the dad bod is okay to carry because all of your other peers have the same type of body and therefore it's become acceptable, I'm here to tell you that it is very damaging to who you are in terms of your personal health. By the way, you probably hate yourself too. If you want to be honest, I mean, you probably hate yourself. There's a good amount of self-hate, because a man knows that there's a certain level of potential in him, a certain level of potential to make money. There's a certain level of potential in you to be fit. There's a certain level of potential in terms of love. There's a certain level of potential in terms of fulfillment. And when a man is far from those potentials, he begins to hate himself. He begins to experience guilt. He begins to experience anxiety and depression. That is your conscience speaking to you. Because when you are complacent and lazy, undisciplined, you become depressed, anxious, and carry self-hate. And if you're carrying self-hate, how do you think you're going to love anybody around you? You can't. You can't show love to your friends. You can't show love to your wife. You can't show love to your kids, not to the depth and to the measure that those people need. And your greatest work in life is to reach that potential. Financial potential, health potential, mental potential, love potential, relational potential, physical potential. And instead, you poison your body, you erode your muscles, you welcome disease. And with disease and obesity and fat and lethargy comes depression and anxiety and the mental disease. First, you begin to disease your body from the inside physically, and then it carries into your mental and emotional state, fellas. With a fat, floppy body that's diseased, that has low energy, that has no strength, that has no ability of endurance to go through the hard times, the inevitable hardships of life, you have to be physically strong. I'm talking about being fit and athletic, having endurance so that you can be a role model to your kids, so that you could be a role model to your community and country, so that you will have a lengthy, healthy life without being a liability to your family. And if you want my respect, and you want the respect of others who have made it in life, who are successful, who are doing something great, who are working hard. 20 fucking years I've been working towards my greatest potential in every category of life. So what gives you the right to be respected at the same level that I am? It doesn't. You can't. And therefore I can't respect you. I want to respect you. I will love you from afar as a brother. I will message to you. I will speak into you. But I cannot respect you. And I need you to respect yourself first, because if you did, then you would do these things. So what now? What do we do now? It's simple enough. You exercise. You exercise daily. You exercise first thing in the morning. I'm telling you, if you're the kind of person that is exercising at night, that better be your second workout of the day. Because you are not going to have enough energy, enough willpower, enough thunder in the gas tank to bring it in the evenings after a long workday. And therefore, you are again putting your body last. And when you put your body last, your body is the first domino that your mind and your emotions and your money and your relationships follow. That's just the case. Now, is that to say that everyone who's lean and jacked also makes a lot of money, also has great relationships? Absolutely not. But those same traits that it takes to burn fat, build muscle, to eat clean, to fuel your body, to stay focused and disciplined, to delay gratification, all of those things, by the way, is what's required to be financially successful as an entrepreneur or as someone who's working his way up in a career. Like, if you really want to do well in life, in your marriage, in your relationships, with your kids, with your family, in love, in friendships, business, you ought to consider working out and eating right. Because when you do, and you make the focus on your abs, like I want abs, I want to see muscle separation, I want to see veins and vascularity across my body. To get to that physique, it takes a high level of focus, discipline, consistency, delayed gratification, sacrifice. And it takes all those traits for a great marriage. It takes all those traits for a great successful business. It takes all those traits to win your sovereignty and financial freedom. It takes all those traits to be loved and respected and admired by your peers. The reality is people don't respect an undisciplined, unfocused, inconsistent person who flip-flops in life. They just don't. You know that. Everybody respects someone who's focused, disciplined, fit, financially stout, able to articulate, intelligent, someone who knows how to communicate. Like, look at all these things are a byproduct of getting fit because, again, focus, discipline, delayed gratification, consistency, all of those things are a byproduct of fitness, and they're a byproduct of a successful man. So I'm here to tell you, fellas, if you want to stay fat, pear-shaped, pumpkin-shaped, to be a bad role model to your kids and family, to put yourself in harm's way in terms of disease, if you want that domino to lead to mental and emotional weakness, you want to showcase what real complacency and laziness looks like, great, man. Keep rocking that dad bod. But don't be surprised when you're not getting the respect, when you're not where you want to be in life, when your kids are not listening to you in terms of a path to walk in life because they don't respect you. So if there's anything you can do, it is to eat right, it is to train hard, it is to keep a positive mental attitude, it is to focus on becoming a battle-ready savage man. And when you make that commitment to becoming a battle-ready savage man, you will have the money, the meaning, the legacy, the focus, the relationship, and the sovereignty that you're looking for. And above all, you'll have the respect of the people that you look up to. You will now become a peer of them.